Hi, my name is Mike Ferretti. I think most of you know me, but if you don't, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a lifetime member of St. Nicholas Church. I was baptized at St. Nicholas. Our two children were baptized here, as well as our 6 grandchildren. I've held a number of positions in the parish, and today I want to talk to you about the $54 a month club. What is the $54 a month club? Well, it goes back to the capital campaign, about 10 or 15 years ago, when a single donor made a wonderful donation to kickstart the campaign, and then other parishioners joined with pledges. They would pledge over time and pay off the pledge. This $54 a month donation was meant for people who could make smaller donations, but make them regularly every month. And so that's how we arrived at this, I'll call it a club. How did we come up with the number 54? Well, again, going back to the capital campaign, there were about 600 pledging units back then, and if each of those pledging units paid $54 a month, the monthly mortgage would be paid off. Right now, there are sadly only 31 families contributing in this way. It needs to be 100 times that amount. George and I have done this for about 10 years, and it's easy. The $54 comes out of your credit card. It works out to about $1.80 a day, and it's painless. George and I are also stewards of St. Nicholas. So why are we stewards and members of this so-called club? Well, stewardship, your stewardship, my stewardship, goes to the operations of the church. So the money pays for salaries, it pays for utilities, maintenance, and insurance. It does not pay for our mortgage. What pays the mortgage is people who donate this $54 a month, plus all of the wonderful parishioners who have continued to pledge in the Next 100 campaign. There are 2 separate accounts, stewardship and capital campaign. Before I conclude, I'd like to tell you a story about giving and receiving. There was a man in the desert, and he was dying of thirst, literally dying of thirst, and he wanted to find some place where there was shade so he could die. So he goes over to this rocky outcropping which offered some shade, and as he's going over there, he sees that there's a well there, a water well, and he knows it's a well because there's a wellhead, there's a pump, kind of like the old-fashioned farm pump with the long handles that you pump the water up from the well. It's the kind that needs to be primed. And so at the base of this wellhead, he finds a mason jar full of water and a note from under the jar, and he reads the note, and it says, "You must prime the pump. You must have faith and believe. You must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet. Leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete." Well, you can imagine this guy is tempted just to drink the water out of the mason jar, but he's a man of faith, and he believes that God has led him to this place for his salvation. And so he takes the water very gently and pours it down the throat of this pump. Then he pumps furiously, and sure enough, gallons and gallons of water comes out gushing and splashing, and he is saved. So this story is really a parable. It's a parable because we are the people in the desert. We are the man in the desert. And Desert Pete is God who saves us, and in this story, by giving us water. You must have faith and believe. You must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Isn't that the definition of Christian charity? In the latest monthly bulletin, there is an ad that the parish council is starting about this $54 a month way of giving. And it says 54 reasons to 54. Join the $54 a month club. Reason number 1, God loves a cheerful giver. And it goes on to say how you can join. You can call the church office. You can register online. Regardless, do so, and remember to prime the pump. Thank you.